Hi, I'm Mark Gantt. I'm the co-creator and star of the Bannen Way for Sony's Crackle.com. So, who am I and why am I qualified to teach this material? Well, 5 years ago, I was just a frustrated actor, writer, director who felt like I was basically at the whim of my managers and agents trying to get me work. I was in an acting class at the Beverly Hills Playhouse, and Alan Barton was teaching that night, and he was telling another student who was having problems and frustrated with her career, he said, hey, you know what? You should build your own door and walk through it. This is a great opportunity. There's no better time to do your own projects. And that night I realized that I had all these opportunities in front of me to go ahead and create my own projects. I had production experience. I had people that were making films. So that night I went home and I wrote on my whiteboard, April 17th, today I stopped fighting. And the next morning I wrote a list of 3 writers and directors that I knew wanted to work with me. Jesse Warren was the first one on the list. He had a script that he had already written based on this character, Neil Bannen. So we got together. We struggled a bit whether it was going to be a short film or a feature, and I suggested web series. So we did some research and found out that there was nothing like this idea that we wanted to do this action, sexy, comedic project online. And so we spent 6 months working together, 5 days a week. We wrote, we came up with characters, story, what the world was going to be. We kind of worked backwards in a way. We saw who our audience was first, who was going to be watching it online, and then wrote for that. We pitched it around town. We had this pitch website that had images of Clive Owen, a couple images of me, but some other videos of showing us like, this is the look that we want, these BMW films. We put things with product placement and brands and story. And basically everybody said it was too expensive. And a friend of mine had said, no offense, but you're not George Clooney, and Jesse, you're not Steven Soderbergh, so no one's going to give you that kind of money. It was a little depressing at first. And then a couple weeks later we said, let's just shoot this. Let's do the first 2 episodes. And we can show this proof of concept. If nothing else, it's a calling card for us. So at the time, we had a budget for the first 6 episodes that we had written. And that was somewhere around $140,000, which obviously was a little bit more expensive than we could afford. And what I did is I took the Excel sheet and I just started knocking off things of like, oh, we can get this for free. We're only doing 2 episodes. We get this location for free. We can get this car for free. We can get all these kind of things. And what ended up happening was we got it down to $10,000. Was not realistic, but lie to yourself so that you can get this thing done. We talked about splitting it at first, but it just, at the end of the day, what ended up happening was Jesse and his wife were able to front that money, take that risk, because we both believed in this project, and so did she. So we set out to do a 4-day shoot over the Valentine's weekend, and it was one of the best opportunities we had. We had a great crew. We had great people. And, it took us about 7 months to get it into post-production, be finished with color correction, sound, the editing. And at the end of that 7 months, we had, this amazing 2 videos and an awesome trailer and a new website that had photos of me and our actors and video of what we had done with, again, the full character breakdown, season arc, why this show, a lot of really great elements so that we basically could sell this project. I mean, we did everything we could so that there would be no way anybody could say no to this. We sent out an email to 600 people, this mass email saying, hey, our site's up. You guys have heard us talking about this for years. Here it is, and let us know what you think. And the first person that responded was the friend that said, you're not Clooney and you're not Soderbergh. And his response, I think, was something like, let's sell this. So we spent the next 3 or 4 months meeting pretty much every studio and network in town, and found that Sony was the perfect home. They were looking for a web series / feature film, which is what Bannen was. We created it as a feature because we knew that if we couldn't sell it to a studio or a network, that we could at least sell it as a DVD, as a feature, and then distribute it that way. At the time, there was nobody else doing that, and we were really the first people doing that kind of thing, out of luck. We basically made the deal with Sony. We spent 4 months writing it, kind of adjusting it to the budget that we said we could do. We spent 19 days shooting in Los Angeles at Lacey Studios, all one location. We shot the hell out of that location, the streets, the next door, everything. And edited it in 5 weeks, posted it in January of 2010. In the first 6 weeks, we had 14 million views. We later ended up winning 4 Streamy Awards for Best Drama, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Editing, and nominated for 2 Webby Awards. It's now available as a DVD, video on demand. Internationally, it's distributed as a feature film, and also through Crackle's website as 16 episodes. And now we're developing and pitching it as a TV series. My goal is to share my experience, strength, and hope with you, and hopefully over these short 12 weeks, I can get you excited. I can get you some simple actions to take to build this team, this project, and be able to start shooting something and get it out in the world.